Yo, man, a lot of people and young people are asking President Cyrill Ramaphosa to do something about unemployment. Do something, do something, do something, they say. Do something. But here's the thing, man. Cyrill Ramaphosa doesn't give a D about South Africa, man. He doesn't care, man. He's not bothered. I mean, he's running South Africa like a business. It's his enterprise, man, together with his brother-in-law. They're making profits. I mean, if he was to be interviewed, perhaps he was going to say something like, yo, man, this is business, baby. This is business, because he's in business. For him, it's all about money. It's about money, eh? It's about money. But that's outrageous, because Cyrill Ramaphosa doesn't do interviews. He doesn't speak to journalists. He doesn't account to anyone. And I don't know, perhaps. Yo, folks, what's going on? This is the one and only is African Siri, the man of the people, for the people, by the people, and my magic lies and my people ties. Yo, folks. Boy, am I livid. I'm sitting with rage. Anger is an understatement, you know what I mean? Because President Cyrill Ramaphosa's administration has delivered the highest unemployment rate in the history of South Africa. Well before, before colonization, before, after apartheid. But President Cyrill Ramaphosa is the most who is made sure that the unemployment rate is skyrocketing. It's skyrocketing now. People are looking for jobs, man. There's a reservoir of labor roaming around the streets. If you go to the hood, if you go to the projects, you'll just find people who are qualified, people who have got master's degrees, degrees, honors. Some of them have got PhDs and so on. At some point in South Africa, doctors were unemployed, you know what I mean? When there's shortage of doctors in public hospitals, but doctors were unemployed. What is the role of Cyrill Ramaphosa in South Africa? Because now it's almost as if Cyrill Ramaphosa has deployed someone to act as Cyrill Ramaphosa, the president, and then he's paying him, because now he's doing nothing for South Africa. Cyrill Ramaphosa is not interested in what is going on in South Africa, and every now when he's asked, simplistically, so in layman's terms, what is his ambition in terms of making sure that unemployment is going to put down in terms of numbers and ratings, he goes, well, we're closely monitoring the situation. We are really monitoring the situation. We're doing something about it. Outrageous. Cyrill Ramaphosa didn't seem to care about South Africa, because now unemployment it has skyrocketed. Next month, June 16, it's Youth Day, man. It's Youth Day. But what is the youth going to celebrate? You know what I mean? Yo, folks, over and above, man, youth unemployment is really terrifying, man. South African youth have now become professional applicants, not professional applicants after becoming professionals in academia. Because here's the reputation. You just wake up, you look at your emails, you look for jobs, you apply, you sleep. You look for jobs, you apply, you sleep. You see Cyrill Ramaphosa's big nose on TV saying a lot of nothing, man, and convincing people every now and then. He just says these things. Unemployment, the unemployment, we're going to deal with it. It's a major catastrophe to our economy. We're going to deal with unemployment. We're going to fight. But at some point, when he was asked about youth unemployment, the chap said the youth must just be pushy and be touchy and go into people's offices and drop their CVs. That's outrageous. I mean, he just gives a mediocre statements and mediocre advice, by the way. Yeah, rather. So, but yeah, man, this is these are the days of South Africans' lives, you know what I mean? Because now South Africans are, this causes a lot of trauma, depression, anxiety, and a lot of things, and classism, blah 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 blah. People need to get jobs. Everybody has to get a job, you know what I mean? Job. So because for a happier, healthy life, because if you don't have a job, then it means a lot of things, man. It means your health is compromised, your mental health is compromised, your body is compromised, the way you eat is compromised. A lot of things are compromised, you know what I mean, if you don't have a job. And Now, every politician, when they want votes, when it's time to canvass and when it's time to persuade and coerce people into being voted for, they go, yeah, we're going to fight unemployment. But what those children are doing in parliament there, nothing they're doing about unemployment. Unemployment is just, smooth sailing to the top and it's skyrocketing every now and then. But those children in parliament, they're always shouting at each other, fighting against each other, taking each other to court. Hey, you insulted me. Hey, this is vulgar. Hey, honorable member, sit down. Hey, what honorable member? Because a lot of politicians are just speaking in rhetoric. But look at the action, man. The action is just not there. It's just rhetoric. Yo, unemployment, at some point, yeah. But there's the vibrant chap, Julius Malema at some point, he was like, there's going to be, if South Africa is not careful, there's going to be an Arab Spring. Those people in Alexandra, they're going to be in Santan and eating cheeses of people, and South Africans are not blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. But yeah, the youth must be employed. Why? That is the bottom line, because African Siri said so. African Siri said so. Power to the youth, man. The youth are the future. Why? Because the old people don't have ideas, man. Have you ever listened to old people speaking? They don't have ideas, man. They're just used to doing things the way they know how. The best way they know how. But the young ones have got ideas, man. Ideas to, to give some creativity, some substance, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, this is African Siri. I'm out of here. That's politics, man. I'm a comedian, man. Man, I'm a comedian, but I love the people. Why? Because I'm the man of the people, for the people, by the people, and my magic lies in my people ties. I'm out of here, folks.